on a Monday night, and the Brewers welcome in the New York Mets. Under Jerry Manuel, they are at an even 500 right now. They're coming off a series against the New York Yankees where they were swept. That finished last night. They got in here in the wee hours of the morning. And the Subway lineup for Jerry Manuel, it's Argenis Reyes leading off, Daniel Murphy batting second with David Wright, the league's leading hitter in the 3-hole. Gary Sheffield, Ryan Church, and Fernando Martinez in the middle. Brian Schneider, Luis Castillo, and Fernando Nieve round it out. And Braden Looper on the mound against his old club. Looper used to be the closer for the Mets in 2004 and 2005. In his third season as a starting pitcher, Looper trying to build off a good start his last time out against the Minnesota Twins. Braden has not won since May 29th. Bouncer over to Fielder. And Reyes is retired. Rock, how about the Piggly Wiggly scouting report on tonight's starter Braden Looper?
Well, he's done a pretty good job against his old team. 3-1 career against the Mets, a 2.35 ERA. That's 47 appearances, but only one start. This is second start here tonight. Good fastball against the Twins. Really set up his split-fingered fastball. Last three starts, he's allowed 5 homers, but 3 of those came in one game against the Tigers a couple of starts ago.
Yeah, that was Looper's worst start of the year, and it was good to see him bounce back as he gets ahead of Daniel Murphy. Murphy has been hitting in the leadoff spot occasionally for these banged-up New York Mets. Telly told you about all the injuries they are dealing with right now. Even the players that they have available are banged up as well. Plenty of cortisone going around that Mets clubhouse for sure, just to keep players on the field. Another strike, 1-2 the count to Murphy. Murphy no longer an outfielder. Last time the Brewers saw the Mets at Citi Field in New York, he was the left fielder. That experiment is over. J.J. Hardy in the grass. And he's got it for out number 2. Set the rest of the Brewers defense for you. It is Braun, Cameron, and Catalanato in the outfield. Catalanato gets the start for Hart. McGee, Hardy, Counsell, and Fielder around the horn. Jason Kendall catching Braden Looper. On the outside looking in. Very big crowd tonight once again. You can see some parts of the game from there, I guess. But a ticket would serve you a little better.
Particularly if it starts raining. They've closed the roof here at Miller Park.
There is that chance for some rain.
Right before game time, the glass panels are open.
David Wright, he's having some kind of season. It's an unusual stat line for Wright. You don't see many guys who lead the league in hitting strike out as often as David Wright has struck out this year.
Yeah, which means when he makes contact, ordinarily he's going to get a base hit. It is unusual. He walks a lot, though.
Into left center. Braun is over, and he's got it. So a 3-up, 3-down inning. Good start for Looper. Now the Brewers get their cracks against the For a 3-up, 3-down inning. Still filing in here at Miller Park. And Ken Maka is hoping to keep things going. The Brewers coming off a series win against the Giants despite losing yesterday. Maka's Subway lineup has Craig Counsell back in there. J.J. Hardy batting second with Ryan Braun in the 3-hole. Middle of the order is Fielder, McGee, and Cameron, with Catalanato, Kendall, and Looper rounding it out.
And the Piggly Wiggly scouting report on Fernando Nieve. He's won 3 in a row. He's having a very good month of June. Only giving up 3 runs in 18 2/3 innings. Live fastball, low to mid-90s. Very good changeup. And the Brewers have hit 3 home runs off of him in 9 innings. He was a Houston Astro. So in 9 innings in his career, the Brewers have belted 3 homers.
Nieve filling in for John Maine, who's on the disabled list with a pinched nerve. He might be on the DL for a while, and Nieve has filled in nicely for him. Craig Counsell back in the lineup tonight. It was said yesterday that he would need 2 days off after a hamstring injury, lower hamstring down behind the knee. But in fact, there was only 1 day off for Counsell. He gives that one a ride to right field, backing up his church, and he's got it for the out. Mets have had to makeshift their lineup and their defense. Gary Sheffield getting the start in left with Fernando Martinez in center, Ryan Church in right field. David Wright, Argenis Reyes, Luis Castillo, and Daniel Murphy around the horn, with Brian Schneider catching Fernando Nieve. And speaking of cortisone shots, Gary Sheffield took a cortisone shot to the back of his knee, and he's able to play and give the Mets a lot more starts than I think he counted on when he was picked up by New York from the Detroit Tigers to begin the year.
Now, pretty much providing the only power along with David Wright, although Wright only with 4 home runs. Sheffield leads his club.
That's a base hit down the line. J.J. Hardy on the second pitch from Nieve is going to try to stretch it to a double, and he will. A 1-out double for J.J. Hardy. And the Brewers in business here in the first inning.
They have the 3 home runs that Nieve has allowed to Brewer hitters. J.J. Hardy was one of them. They're able to get that fastball out away from him and rip it down the line. That David Wright played off the line, not expecting Hardy to pull the baseball.
Double number 8 for JJ, and here is Ryan Braun with a chance to drive in a run quickly. The Brewers are 3-3 on their current homestand, with 3 games remaining before the club heads to Chicago to take on the Cubs later this week. Meanwhile, the Mets start a long road trip and a tough stretch of games coming up.
They got swept by the Yankees. Haven't been able to score a lot of runs. That's the big issue for the Mets ever since all those injuries cropped up. Some big-time run producers on the disabled list.
With the Mets without 3 of their top 4 hitters. No Beltran, no Reyes, no Delgado.
Anytime you lose your leadoff hitter, your 3 and 4 hitters, you're going to have problems.
Ryan Braun with Hardy at second. 1 man gone here in the first. Braun with 16 home runs. His 53 RBIs have moved him into the top 10 in the National League. He is currently 7th in the league in RBIs. And his .324 batting average has also placed him in the top 10. Braun currently 9th in the league in hitting. Nieve, 3 wins, no losses in 4 games with the Mets, 3 starts. He pitched last Wednesday against St. Louis, and he went 6 shutout against the Cardinals. That was an 11-0 Mets win. Braun rips one back up the middle, a base hit. Hardy is going to be held around third. Martinez has a very good throwing arm in center field, and Brad Fisher, sensing a big inning, holds Hardy up. Back-to-back hits, runners at the corners now.
What a nice swing by Ryan Braun, right back through the middle. Check out this fastball. Tried to get it away. Caught too much of the plate, and Ryan didn't try and pull it. Bangs it right back into center field. Boy, that's a nice swing. J.J. Hardy not able to score. That ball just hit too hard.
Went back out faster than it came in. And now Prince with runners at the corners and just one away. Fielder opens the day just behind Albert Pujols in the National League RBI race. Fielder with 73 runs batted in. Second best in the league. Pujols has 74. You see what it looks like in the National League. Pujols and Fielder. A couple of Phillies in there as well. Howard and Ibanez. Ibanez at 59 despite being on the disabled list for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. That's an offensive machine over there in Philadelphia. Their problem has been pitching. Been kind of a baseball issue lately, hasn't it?
Yeah. Everybody's talking about it. Everywhere you go, especially in the National League. There is a ton of parity in the National League this season. No clear front runner other than the Dodgers. Fielder continues to swing an impressive bat, and look at his breakdown month by month. Had a huge month of May, hit .305 with 9 homers and 31 RBIs, but look at the batting average in the month of June. .351 hitter in the month of June.
Yeah, good shot at that player of the month in the National League.
Fielder hammers one, gloved by Murphy, and this will start a 3-6-3 double play. My goodness. Bad break for Fielder and the Brewers. Scalded one to first. Murphy made a nice pickup, and after that it was an easy double play. Gary Sheffield leads off for the Mets. He'll be followed by Ryan Church and then Fernando Martinez. Brewers catch a little bit of a bad break as Fielder rolls into a double play. 3-6-3 double play that ended a threat. And some boo birds come out for the former Brewer. Gary Sheffield as he leads off in this second inning. A former Brewer infielder, as a matter of fact. Sheffield had a milestone home run against the Milwaukee Brewers earlier this year. The Mets took 2 out of 3 from the Brew Crew back in April. He has been a nice pickup for the Mets. Take you back to Citi Field, and Mitch Stetter delivered the pitch. And Sheffield's 500th career home run. Quite a milestone. Chases that one. 1-2 to count on Sheffield.
Boy, back in his day, he had amongst the quickest bats in all of baseball. I mean, you couldn't throw a fastball by this guy. Very unorthodox batting setup. Kind of waggles that bat a la Ricky Weeks.
Bounces that one out to McGee. Nice easy hop for him. And one away. Looper has good command early. And a lot of downward tilt. That was the word Bill Schroeder used in the open. Ken Maka loves to talk about the tilt of Braden Looper, and it's pretty much necessitates whether he's going to have a good day or not. If he has the tilt on it, he's going to get a lot of ground ball outs.
Yeah, just like that, able to find the corners. That's what he did so well against the Twins. Really didn't have much location in that start against the Tigers. But able to keep it down, keep it on the corners, setting up the splitter. It was a very good start for him.
No, Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs is hatched in theaters July 1st. It's the coolest comedy of the summer. Braden Looper facing Ryan Church with one away. Church in his second season with New York came to the Mets from the Washington Nationals a couple of seasons ago. He and Brian Schneider traded together. A little flare that is going to fall, a base hit. Looper got in on his hands, but Church able to fight it off. And the Mets have their first hit.
Hey, fans, elect your favorite Brewers to the 2009 All-Star team. Vote early, vote often, and vote Brewers now through July 2nd at Brewers.com.
Fan voting issued today. And you can vote until Thursday. July 2nd is the last day for voting online. Ryan Braun currently second among National League outfielders. Pujols still leads all National Leaguers. Fernando Martinez, Mets center fielder, taking over for Beltran. Beltran still on the All-Star voting list. He's third behind Ibanez and Braun, despite being placed on the disabled list.
Yeah, he was off to a tremendous start. 336 batting average, 8 home runs, and 40 RBIs. Those 40 RBIs continue to lead the Mets. Mets one of two teams that do not have a hitter in their lineup with 10 or more home runs. They don't hit many. Do the Mets.
I think the ballpark has a lot to do with that. Our first trip into Citi Field back in April, it was the reincarnation of AT&T Park or Safeco Field, and it looks like a pitcher's park in every facet except maybe down the right field line.
Yeah, well, Shea Stadium was no walk in the park for a hitter, but it was a pretty good hitter's park in the daytime.
Ball and a strike on Martinez. And a line drive, base hit. Cameron cuts it off. Back-to-back singles for the Mets. Now the home runs continue to drop for the Mets as you go season by season since the 06 season, and only 46 this year. That compares to the Brewers' 87 home runs. One thing the Mets do well is run. They have 73 team stolen bases this year.
And they're pretty well spread out if you look at their stats. David Wright, their third baseman, leads the team in stolen bases with 20.
Brian Schneider with 2 on and 1 away. And Looper hoping for a ground ball here. Schneider splits time behind the plate with Omiri Santos. Schneider a .233 hitter, a couple of home runs, 15 driven in. Mets will have Johan Santana tomorrow. Santana against Mike Burns tomorrow. And then Mike Pelfrey pitches for the Mets on Wednesday afternoon. Giovanni Gallardo returns to the mound Wednesday afternoon. Final game of the series and the final game of the homestand. Brewers are trying to break free on this homestand. They're 3-3. Lost a series to the Twins. Took 2 out of 3 from the Giants. And the Giants tonight are in St. Louis with Tim Lincecum on the mound against the Cardinals.
You can see the Mets are currently second in the National League in batting average. A lot of that damage offensively came when their big guys were still in the lineup. Having a tough time scoring runs right now.
2 on and 1 away for Looper. Got him. Schneider strikes out.
A good splitter that time by Loop. Able to keep it down in the strike zone. Goes straight down and Schneider swings right through it. Looper's going to have to deal with a fair amount of left-handed bats in this lineup. A couple of switch hitters and 4 straight lefties.
Which is just okay with Braden Looper. He can be effective against left-handers when his split-finger fastball is well located. And that was a good example right there. He's slap hitting Luis Castillo at the plate. Mets been getting a lot out of Castillo. He battled knee injuries last year, but relatively healthy this season. One of the few regulars who have been able to stay in the lineup for the Mets. Got a lazy pop up. Easy play for Braun. The side retired. The Mets strand a pair. And we head to the bottom of the second. Casey McGee leads off when we come back. Inning. And a good crowd on hand tonight. First of a 3-game set with the New York Mets. Casey McGee stepping in. You talk about a guy who's hot. Our Taco Bell who's hot with the extra jalapeno peppers. Casey McGee, a .336 average overall, .391 hitter. And 4 home runs and 14 runs batted in the month of June. Casey McGee leads all National League rookies in batting average to start the day. Also leads rookies in slugging percentage as well.
And who would have thought when the season started there would be Casey McGee providing the protection for Prince Fielder. That's how good he has been lately.
And you are looking at a bona fide Rookie of the Year candidate, huh? How about that?
You betcha.
Pops up to right. Church makes a catch for out number 1. Check the Firestone leaderboard up above. ERA leaders since June 1st. And you will find Fernando Nieve on that list third. 1.31 earned run average. Kind of a journeyman guy, Rock. He's bounced around a few organizations, but seems to have found something here as a New York Met.
This is a guy that started the season in Double-A. Double-A, then to Triple-A, where he pitched very well, won 3 games. And then has continued that success here with the Mets.
Nieve has not lost a game at any level since early May. He was 0-1 in Binghamton in the Double-A Eastern League. He made 5 appearances in Double-A and had an ERA around 5. Got the promotion to Triple-A, was 3-0 there. That was in Buffalo. Cameron lines one to left, a base hit. Third hit of the game against Nieve as we check in with Telly Hughes.
Well, guys, Frank Catalinato is getting his 5th start in right field this season as Corey Hart has been scuffling at the plate this homestand. But this is exactly what Doug Melvin went out and got him for. He's a guy who can give one of the regular outfielders a day off and bring some pop to the plate. So we'll see if Frank can take advantage of these at-bats, guys.
And it's always important for Maka to get Catalinato some regular playing time, about once or twice a week. If he's going to be your primary pinch hitter, you need him to get some consistent at-bats.
Yeah, you can't let him ride on that bench too long. You got to give him some activity. Give him an opportunity to get 3-4 at-bats. Tough right-hander, not a bad time to do it. Give Corey Hart a day off.
And Hart instantly becomes Maka's best right-handed weapon off the bench as we continue in this game. Hart was out early today, real early, taking batting practice, working on a few things. Catalinato with a base hit. Cameron is on his way to third, and he'll make it without a throw. So Catalinato singles. And the Brewers, for the 2nd consecutive inning, have runners at first and third with 1 out.
Yeah, Catalinato's not going to give you too many home runs, but he will put the bat on the ball. Most of his at-bats. Nice short stroke. Not a lot of movement. Barrel the bat right to the baseball. Able to get it just out of the reach of Murphy at first base. And check out Cameron's hustling to third base.
Just for the fun of it. Because he loves to get dirty.
Yeah.
Back-to-back singles, Cameron and Catalinato, and here is Kendall with the pitcher Looper on deck. Kendall batting .223 to start the day. 20 runs batted in. Batting in that tough spot in the order, the 8th spot. Nieve throws him a breaking ball strike. Good pitch.
And Nieve is going to throw all 4, but mostly it's going to be sliders and changeups to go along with the fastball. Every now and again he'll throw that curve.
Nieve's already given up more hits tonight in an inning and a third than he did in 6 shutout against the Cardinals. Another breaking ball for a strike. There's a former Mets manager, Willie Randolph. Jerry Manuel took his place last year. His bench coach.
Wasn't quite the media circus today that it was back in New York.
Kendall back up the middle, gloved by Reyes, but it's off his glove. Cameron scores, and instead of a 6-4-3 double play possibility, the Brewers get a run and still just 1 out.
And one of the many reasons why they miss Jose Reyes at shortstop, not just his ability to lead off and steal bases, but the way he can field his position at shortstop, one of the best arms in the game. Looked like he had it in his glove, but just kind of squeaked underneath. So that'll be an RBI base hit for Jason.
Still 2 on with 1 away, and Looper a chance to bunt the runners.
Yeah, season high in hits against Nieve already. Here we are in the 2nd inning. That's how good he's been. And like we talked about with Matt Cain on the mound the other day when the Giants were here, due to give up some runs at some point. I mean, nobody can be that good for that long.
Law of averages, right? Everybody's due a correction at some point when you have a 1.31 ERA in the big leagues, except maybe Bob Gibson in '68.
Yeah.
He's the only one that the media guy doesn't lie, as they say. Looper's been a good bunter this year. Has 5 sacrifice bunts on the season. But he's going to have to do it with 2 strikes, perhaps, in this spot. I'll take it back. Must have been a 1-1 count on Looper, not an 0-2 count. Counsell would be next. Top of the order. The Brewers have a run in and an early lead on 5 hits. Catalanato at second, Kendall at first. Looper squares and bunts it foul, and there's a strikeout for Nieve. Uncharacteristic of Braden Looper. He's one of the best bunters among the starting pitchers.
Yeah, he and Suppan have been doing a pretty good job at the plate, getting down their bunts. Now this pitch, he's got the good knee bend. Just kind of drops the barrel of the bat, pitch out of the strike zone, and reaches for it.
That'll go as Nieve's first strikeout. And here's Counsell with 2 outs and 2 aboard. Good to see Counsell back in the lineup. He's sitting on a 10-game hitting streak, which ties for the longest of the year. Ties with Corey Hart. Tough guy. He was supposed to be out 2 games, but he informed Ken Maka he was good to go tonight. And back in there.
That's certainly not 100%, but you know, he's a gamer. He knows that he's needed in that lineup. Got a right-hander out there. Good enough to play.
Broken bat, little flare. Martinez makes the play for the out. Brewers get a run on 3 hits and the early lead tonight against the Mets. Blames Farm and Fleet. You'll always find value at your local Farm and Fleet. By Piggly Wiggly. Shop the pig and save. And by Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. Well, one of the few times during this homestand the Brewers have the first lead in a game. 1-0 as we head to the third from Miller Park. Braden Looper back on the mound. And he will face Nieve, the pitcher, to lead off. 9-1-2 for the Mets. Nieve, Reyes, and Murphy. Broken bat grounded to Prince. And 2 pitches and 1 out here in this third inning. That leads us to our carsoup.com email the booth question. You can submit your questions online at carsoup.com/baseball. Josh in Wausau wants to know, who is the best team in the National League East? You got to go with the reigning world champions until proven otherwise, right? The Philadelphia Phillies.
Well, they're 2.5 games ahead of these New York Mets right now. When you talk about the standings, Philadelphia with a big offense. The pitching problems for Philadelphia were really out there early in the season. They've gotten a little bit better on the mound. Mets banged up. You really can't tell where the Mets stand right now because their team's not out there.
Right. Well, you look around baseball, how many teams at this point feel like they're healthy? You know, every team the Brewers come across, they've got health concerns. Whether it's the Giants, whether it was the Minnesota Twins, they've got their issues in the American League. Cardinals had to make a big trade, giving up one of their premier relievers to get Mark DeRosa. So everybody has health issues. I think the Mets kind of leading the charge as far as injured players go, however.
Just got to hang in there. You just got to keep your head above water until everybody starts to get healthy. With respect to the Brewers, you just hang in there and you hope that the starting pitching is going to start coming around again. Well, they were so good for the first 35 games. One of the best in the big leagues. Offense has been streaky, but they're hanging in there in the Central.
Yeah, and for the Brewers, pitching has been the key, as it is since baseball was invented. The Brewers' earned run average for starting pitchers in the first 39 games of the year was .397. One of the best in the National League. Since that time, an ERA over 6. Catalanato calls, makes a catch. And a 1-2-3 inning for Braden Looper. how the game his feet and started a double play, and for me that was really the key moment of the ball game. You had a chance to put a rookie pitcher on the ropes in the second inning.
Yeah, base hit there, and one might have been in. You never know what could have happened in that inning, but that's what good defense does for you. It's one of the reasons why the Giants have been so good on the mound this year. It goes hand in hand.
Ryan Braun waits. He'll be next after Hardy. Hardy, Braun, and Fielder due up in this third inning. JJ doubled in the first inning right down the left field line. Sometimes the game gives, sometimes it takes away. You talk to Prince Fielder, it certainly took away with his shot in the first. Hardy launches one. This is way back there. Goodbye, J.J. Hardy. A solo home run. And the Brewers are up 2-0 in the third inning.
Wow. Talk about tomahawking. That 3-1 fastball situation, and J.J. Hardy, not too many better in that situation. Check it out. High fastball, about letter high. J.J. able to get on top of it and knew it right away. Put the head down, ran to first base, way back in left center. Only the second home run allowed by Nieve this year.
The Brewers now with 4 home runs against Nieve in his career in very limited action. Hardy has 2 of those 4. Nieve last pitch against the Brewers back in 06 when he was a member of the Astros. 6 hits already for the Brew Crew. And a 2-0 lead with Ryan Braun at the plate. That one's driven to right field. That one's well hit. Church is back, and he's got it. Braun just missed one. Too much on a line. And Church runs it down.
That ball's out of here in batting practice. I mean, you close everything up here. I think that ball doesn't carry as well.
Powerball home run leaderboard. Braun in there with 16, almost had 17. Fielder still leads the way with 19 home runs on the year. 6th most in the National League coming in.
I was talking to Prince Fielder about that situation a couple of days ago at batting practice, saying, what do you think? When's the ball carry the best? He thinks it carries the best when the roof is closed but the glass panels are opened up. Kind of get a swirling effect in here with the roof closed. And they had just closed the glass panels last half inning.
Braun may have missed it by an inning, you're saying?
Yeah, maybe about 10 minutes. Off the bat, I thought that was out of here.
Man, it looked like he had enough.
He squared up on that nicely.
JJ saying, you gotta pull him, Ryan. Just do what I do. Fielder rips another one. There's a base hit. Man, he has hit the ball hard twice. This guy is on some kind of tear against National League pitching.
And Nieve has given up some big-time line drives here tonight. Nobody's perfect, and as good as this guy's been pitching, he's been giving up some shots. That looked like that curveball, the changeup. I can't tell which it is. But Prince Fielder able to wait back and hit a rocket over the head of Luis Castillo.
Well, it gets a hot-hitting Case McGee an at-bat here. With one away in the third inning. Hardy homers to start the inning. Braun lines out. And Fielder singles to right. 3 well-hit baseballs.
Yeah, 7 hits today. Here in the third inning, 4 hits all day yesterday. Amazing what a day will do.
Yeah, the Brewers were shut out yesterday for only the second time all year. 7-0 was the final score yesterday. Ryan Sadowski in his major league debut beat Jeff Suppan. The only other shutout for the Brewers this season handed to him by Johan Santana and the Mets in April. That was that 1-0 Mets win. Santana beating Giovanni Gallardo. You'd like to do as much work as you can today, for sure, with Santana scheduled to pitch tomorrow. Although reports are on Santana that despite coming off a victory, or a well-pitched game, I should say, not a victory, but a well-pitched game, he's scuffling just a little bit. But scuffling for Santana is in a whole different category.
Yeah, all started with that 15-0 loss to the Yankees back in interleague play. A rarity.
He had a great day against the Brewers back on April 18th. 7 shutout and didn't walk a batter. Struck out 7 at Citi Field. Two and 2 to McGee. Casey McGee started the day with an on-base percentage of .397. Has hit up and down in this lineup. He's led off. He's hit second. He's hit at the bottom of the order. Seems to have settled in the 5 spot right now, and that is such an important position behind fielder. You have to be doing something extraordinary at the plate to get Ken Maka to put you in the 5 spot in the batting order.
Yeah, because if the guy behind Prince Fielder's not hitting, Prince is never going to get anything to hit.
Fielder takes off. McGee takes a ball. Good eye at the plate, and the Brewers have 2 on with 1 out.
A lot of breaking balls by Nieve in this inning. Well, follow the crew on your iPhone or iPod Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009. That features play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcast. Visit Brewers.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase.
Third straight inning, the Brewers have had 2 on board with 1 out. They've scored a run in each of the last 2 innings. Cameron had a base hit last inning. Scored the first Brewers run. And there's a bouncer. Could be 2. Reyes. Wild throw, and Cameron is out. Murphy able to get the tag on him. So a double play. 6-3 it goes. The inning is over, but the Brewers put another run on the board as J.J. Hardy connects for his 8th of the year. inning. To the fourth we go. David Wright leads off. Looper surrendered 2 hits in the second inning, left him stranded. Facing Wright, Sheffield, and Ryan Church, middle of the Mets order. Wright's power numbers are down significantly from last year. Only 4 home runs this season. But he's second in the National League in hits to start the day. 94 hits. And this is game number 75 for the Mets.
And one of the reasons why he's always going to be up there in batting average is because he runs so well. He gets a lot of infield hits, just like Ryan Braun. I mean, he can't hit 340 without getting some infield hits, and he certainly can do it. Not so much bunting for base hits, but high choppers, ground balls in the hole, just like Ryan Braun, able to beat him out.
Now the big outfield at Citi Field is going to lead to a few hits as well, and that's one of the reasons why Wright's power numbers are down as well. Rock, I remember you saying something first time through Citi Field. Our first look at it, the ballpark was less than 3 weeks old at the time, and hitters, especially power hitters, guys who have had big power years, they get in a ballpark where it's hard to hit home runs, and sometimes you press a little bit. You're supposed to hit home runs, and you may get out of your swing a little bit as Looper strikes him out to start this 4th inning.
And we saw that with the big hitters with San Diego when they moved into Petco Park. Guys like Brian Giles and Ryan Klesko, guys that ordinarily hit a lot of home runs. I mean, they get very frustrated, hit the ball well, end up being an easy out. And you do have to change your swing. But, you talk about a guy, 33 home runs for David Wright last year. It's not just the ballpark. I mean, 33 home runs to 4 at this point in the season. There's something else going on there.
And back-to-back 30 home run seasons for David Wright. The boos for Sheffield were a lot louder this time around in the second at-bat.
A long history with Gary Sheffield and the Brewers fans. Didn't like his parting comments as he left Milwaukee, saying that he made errors on purpose just to get out of Milwaukee. Brewer fans don't forget that.
Sheffield's last year was 1991.
I, as a former big league ball player, do not believe that Gary Sheffield was making errors on purpose. That's not something guys can do instinctively.
Just a frustrated quote, you're saying?
Yeah.
Sheffield was teammates that year with Willie Randolph with the Brewers back in '91. Randolph, a 36-year-old second baseman at that time. There's a bullet back up the middle. Wow, that was well hit.
You can only imagine what's going through Willie Randolph's mind as he sits in that Brewer dugout. Spent a lot of time with his Mets club. Had a rough time, with the media, and said it was a very emotional time going back to New York when the Brewers were there early in the season. Spent a lot of time with these guys, but now they're the enemy.
Yeah, and Randolph was very upfront when the Brewers went to New York in April, and he tackled it head on. He had a ton of media covering him in that series. And, the last thing Willie Randolph wanted to do, he's with a brand new ball club. He's the bench coach. And the spotlight was pretty bright on Randolph. Had a press conference. Must have been 40 members of the media around him in the Brewers dugout at Citi Field.
And players and coaches went out to the visiting dugout. Ken Mock is sitting there, and nobody around him. Everybody waiting for Willie to come out.
That's
kind
right.
of an unusual situation.
Yeah, if I recall, the masses there, the New York media politely asked Maka to go somewhere else.
Politely?
No, this spot's saved for Willie.
And they did that politely?
No, not really. Kind of turned their back on the manager. But Willie was involved in, the construction of Citi Field and thinking he was going to be the manager when the Mets got into their new stadium. There's a lot of connections, and he said he was hurt a great deal by being let go as the Mets manager last year. Another base hit. Ryan Church has 2 hits against Looper. That almost was a double play. Looper made a stab at it, but could not come up with it. And that leads us to our Aflac trivia question tonight. Who are the only 2 Mets pitchers to win their first 4 starts with the team? That's a good question. Fernando Nieve is 3-0 at his first 3 starts. Mets have 2 aboard once again. Looper stranded a pair with 1 out in the 2nd inning and hopes to do the same here in the 4th. Fernando Martinez, Mets center fielder, at the plate. He singled off Looper last time up. Popped him up. Foul territory. McGee will have room. 2 outs.
Well, first pitch, you got to love that. Got jammed and popped it up. Easy out for Looper. Hey, love those first pitch outs when you've got men on base.
Beautiful Miller Park. And hope you're enjoying the action in high definition tonight. Incredible crowd on a Monday night to see the Mets and the Brewers. 43,000 were here yesterday. The 18th sellout. Looks like number 19 tonight. Mark Atanasio was in over the weekend, and he was talking about the big crowds and the fact that the Brewers can count on a significant amount of revenue from ticket sales, that he's prepared to make a move if Doug Melvin deems it necessary to go make a trade and add a little salary to the payroll.
And you got about a month. Now, right now, a lot of teams are involved, or at least feel as though they still have an opportunity to get to the postseason. Not willing to part with anybody. Pitching, a bat. Nobody's willing to give up anything at this point, but there's a month left before that trading deadline.
Especially in the National League. Seems like every team has a shot in the National League, but just a few. Maybe look at the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're obviously out of the picture in the National League West. Perhaps the Padres. The Padres have the biggest nugget of all in Jake Peavy, but he's hurt. He's got an ankle injury and not sure if or when he will return this year. And even if he does return, he has a no trade clause. He's not going to be back prior to the trade deadline at the end of July.
A tremendous pitch by Looper, a splitter on a 3-1 count. Been a good pitch for him tonight. Fastball situation goes with the splitty.
Snyder's had trouble with that pitch. Looper struck him out on one in the 2nd. 2 on for the Mets. 2 outs. And Looper wants to start over with Kendall. Brewers lead at 2-0. They got a run in the 2nd and a home run from Hardy in the 3rd. Runners go. Schneider takes the walk. And the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Well, Brian Schneider very fortunate that that ball was away, because he gave up on it right there. Pretty good eye. He's able to draw the walk.
Luis Castillo at the plate. A guy who seems to always put the baseball in play. And Looper gets ahead of him. I noticed Looper has tried to crowd Castillo. The one thing you don't want Castillo to do is to be able to reach out on the outer half and slap one into left.
If you pitch him away, it better be down. Very good at just serving the ball in the left field. That's why Ryan Braun, even with the bases loaded, very shallow in left. That's about as shallow as you'll see a left fielder with a position player at the plate.
Nowhere to put him. 2 balls and a strike on Castillo.
Everything is you want to be careful with that split-fingered fastball. You leave it up, he'll hit it down that right field line.
Castillo, a former All-Star, a lot healthier this year than he has been the last couple of seasons. Little chopper. Counsell takes a nice big hop, and that's the inning. Looper strands the bases loaded. Gets his former teammate for the final out. We head to the home fourth. Three finalists from each MLB team were nominated for their charitable efforts. Today we congratulate Loyal Maynard as the Brewers winner. He's involved in fundraising for Habitat for Humanity. Loyal will be honored during ceremonies before the All-Star Game July 14th, seen only on Fox. Loyal doing his best Prince Fielder impersonation in that picture.
Yeah. All-Star Game about 2 weeks away. Hard to believe. Brewers in game 76 already this year.
40 wins, 35 losses. Tied for first in the National League Central. Actually, the Brewers percentage points ahead of the Cardinals in the Central. The Cardinals have played 2 more games than the Brewers have. Catalanotto, another base hit. So Frank Catalanotto with his second hit, thinking about a double. He's on his way. And he will make it. A hustle double for Frank Catalanotto.
Well, you got to love the hustle. Well, it took those outfielders for the Mets a while to get there. Ball just to the second base side of second base. Ball down in the strike zone. Nice job by Brian O'Nora getting out of the way. Catalanotto never slowing down around first base. He was thinking double right out of the batter's box and able to get in there with a leadoff double. Another good start for the Brewers.
Brewers have had a ton of base runners tonight. 8 hits. And Nieve has given up a walk as well. 9 base runners in this game already in 3+. Kendall trying to deliver a run here. Looper is on deck, the Brewer pitcher. Jason Kendall bobblehead day yesterday. Things didn't go so well for the Brewers against the Giants on Jason Kendall bobblehead. He was not happy about that. Usually your bobblehead day brings some good favor, you know.
Yeah. It just wasn't to be. You know, dramatic win for the Brewers on Saturday. You'd figure that, you know, that momentum might carry over, but did not.
Down the line, just foul. Fielding Culbreth right on it and waves it foul. Kendall misses an extra base hit and an RBI by inches.
Very good job by the umpiring crew to get out of the way of a smash. Season high in hits before tonight, 4. That's only in 3 starts. That's still pretty good work.
10 hits allowed in 3 big league starts, and the Brewers with 8. And a 2-0 lead, threatening for more as Kendall goes back up the middle. A base hit. Catalanato will be held around third. Catalanato had to freeze for a moment just to make sure that ball was going to clear. And Kendall delivers with his second hit.
And Nieve getting an awful lot of home plate with his pitches so far tonight. Check out the location. Pretty much put it where he wanted to. That's just a good piece of hitting by Jason Kendall. Able to wait back and bang it right back through the middle. Good 2-strike hitting by Jason on a 1-2 count.
So again, the Brewers have 2 men aboard. They've had 2 men on in every inning tonight. Looper swings away. A base hit into left. A run scores. 3-0 Milwaukee as Looper drives in his 4th run of the year.
Well, there's still nobody up in that Mets bullpen. Well, everybody up and down this order just really making good contact off of Nieve. Check it out. Pitch in off the plate. Braden Looper able to get enough of it. I think the Mets are in a position to maybe field a bunt. I don't think they thought that Braden Looper was going to swing away. They were a little bit shallow in the infield, and he was able to find the hole and drive in the run.
I was a little surprised Looper wasn't bunting there, but he's been a good hitter in his career. Hasn't really shown it a lot this year, but Looper comes up with a base knock and drives in his 4th run of the season. 3 straight hits to start the inning. And a quick trip to the mound for Fernando Nieve as Elmer Descends, the former Brewer, gets loose in the bullpen. Elmer Descends resurfacing in a Mets uniform.
Man alive, huh? I didn't even know he was still in baseball. Good for him.
2 on, nobody out. And here's Counsell. Milwaukee can do severe damage in this 4th inning. Counsell trying to extend a hitting streak that is now at 10. 10 hits for the Brewers already. A lot of room over there on the left side of the infield.
Yeah, Counsell not afraid to go in that direction. That's kind of surprising. Perhaps thinking about a bunt of the Mets in this situation. The way the Brewers have been grounding into double plays lately, that might not be a bad idea.
Already grounded in 2 double plays tonight. And with a little better range from the Mets shortstop Reyes, could have been 3 double plays. Two balls and a strike, 2 on. A run is in for the Crew. 3-0 Milwaukee. And Counsell fouls one away. 2-2. Ken Maka gets a little insulted when you talk about his managerial style being American League style. He doesn't like to bunt, and the ball club doesn't run a lot. They don't try to steal bases, I should say. They're aggressive on the bases, but not in the stolen base category. Counsell cues one off the end of the bat, and this in no man's land. Mets get one out. That was a tough read for both base runners. Not sure whether that ball was going to be caught or not. And they end up getting just one out. Seems like there was a double play in there somewhere, Rob.
Yeah, it looked like Braden Looper had a pretty good break off of first base. A cue shot, as you mentioned, had that funny spin on it. Reyes able to handle it, made a throw to third base. I thought they might have had a play at second. Looper did not slide, making it a little bit closer at second base. You see Looper got a pretty good break off of first. That's why they weren't able to double him up. Of course, Looper had a much better angle to see that that ball was not going to be caught than did Catalinato. Or I should say Jason Kendall.
Strange play, but the Mets get just the one out. And here's Hardy, who has homered and doubled in this game. 6 total bases already in 2 plate appearances. Hardy with his 8th home run of the year in the 3rd inning. And his 32nd RBI. Lines out into left, a base hit. Looper is chugging around third, and he'll stop.
Brewers haven't been able to score a guy from second base yet tonight. Very interesting. That's how hard these baseballs have been hit.
It's been the wrong kind of combinations. I don't disagree with any of the moves from Brad Fisher.
Not particularly with the guys that have been coming up. Slider away from JJ, able to wait back long enough, hook it into left field, and with the pitcher at second base, no chances of a collision at home plate. You got to play it safe, particularly when you got Braun and Fielder coming up.
Well, that's going to do it for Nieve. Double switch here for Jerry Manuel. Nieve, who was cruising right along in the month of June with 3 wins and no losses, surrendering 3 runs and 11 hits, and will lead this game with the bases loaded. Here comes Elmer. Stay with us. We'll set him up when we come back. Bases loaded and the muscle coming up. Nieve is short night tonight. 3 1/3 innings pitched. Fernando Tatis takes over at second base on the double switch, so Castillo is out. Braun a chance to do severe damage.
Now descends a control pitcher. He's been in the big leagues 12 years, 9 different organizations. He had a pretty good season going down in AAA. Had 12 saves in Buffalo.
Pitched for the Brewers briefly in 2007. That one's on the corner. Ball and a strike to Braun. Fernando Nieve giving up a season's worth of damage in one start compared to what he had done so far this year.
Yeah, 20 2/3 innings coming in, 11 hits. Tonight, 11 hits and 3 1/3.
Ball and 2 strikes to Braun. Brewers got a run in the second inning on Nieve. A home run by Hardy in the third. And a run here in the fourth. But all 3 base runners still Nieve's responsibility. Fielder would be next. Braun looking to pick up some ribbies on his own. Fly ball. Shallow right. Remember, Looper is the runner at third. He tags, and he's going to try to score, and the throw to the plate is in time for the out. A double play to end the inning. Looper challenges the arm of Ryan Church, and the Brewers get just 1 run.
With a behind-the-scenes tour of Miller Park. The class will be held Thursday, August 27th, with the program continuing Saturday, the 29th, at Miller Park. All participants will receive a gift certificate to the team store, lunch, and 2 tickets to the game on the 29th. Women interested should contact 414-227-3200 or visit UWM online for more information. Guys?
Telly, thanks a lot. That's always a great event. Had a chance to participate in that event a couple of years ago. Rock, I know you
last year
handled it last year. Always good fun. Big crowd tonight at Miller Park, and the Brewers lead the Mets 3-0. A lot of base runners tonight. The Mets have stranded 5 runners aboard, and the Brewers surrendering 7, but have had 13 base runners in this game. Have only scored 3 runs. Looper thrown out at the plate trying to score on a fly ball to right. So Kendall giving him a little extra time here to gather his thoughts and his wind.
Plus giving a little bit of a scouting report on Fernando Tatis. Ryan Church blessed with a very good throwing arm in right field. Not really deep enough to score the run for sure, but that throw right on the money, and Looper and out at home plate. Brewers 5 for 10 already in the first 4 innings with runners in scoring position tonight.
But on 3 occasions, runners held up at third base, unable to score on 3 occasions.
Feels like it should be about 8-0.
Yep.
But it's not.
Looper taking a little extra time between pitches. That trip around the bases might have taken a little bit out of him. Tatis came in on the double switch. He leads off here. The new Mets second baseman. He rifles one to right. Catalanado is back, and he's got it. Frank Catalanado makes a terrific over-the-shoulder catch for out number 1.
Yeah, having a good night at the plate and a pretty good night out in right field. Able to go back and haul that one in. Our Home Depot doing more on defense. Catching about midway on the warning track, making it look easy. Kind of unusual not to see Corey Hart out in right field. He catches that about chest high.
First pitch swinging is Reyes, and a bouncer to Counsell, 2 outs. Catalanado not known for his defense. He's a hitter. But he told me his most comfortable position is left field. He's played a little left this year. He's played some right, and he's played some second base. He's a guy who, in his bag has 3 gloves packed.
And he'll be more than happy to use any one of them as long as he can get 4 or 5 at bats. That's what it's all about. The at bats.
2 hits tonight for Catalanado. I think Catalanado is enjoying the National League here. Spent most of his career in the American League. But the National League gives him a chance to swing the bat pretty much on a nightly basis.
Yeah, you can go a week to 10 days in the American League on the bench and not see the field. Not as much pinch hitting, pinch running. Don't have to make pitching changes because of offense. And if you're not an everyday player, National League is a place to be.
Looper starts Daniel Murphy with strike 1.
I should say, if you're not a starter, you could be an everyday player in the National League if you're on the bench.
It was like that game we had in Cleveland. Wild game. A lot of offense. Not one bench player was used.
Yeah, 14-12. And not one extra player on the bench was used in the game by either team.
Maka prefers the National League style, even though he managed the Oakland Athletics. His first managerial run was in the American League. He prefers the National League style of baseball. He came up a National Leaguer. Learned under the wing of Buck Rogers. That is his managerial mentor, and prefers this style of baseball. Maka's never had a losing season as a manager. As Murphy rolls to Counsell, and Looper has a 3-up, 3-down inning. 3-0 Crew. To the bottom of the 5th we go at beautiful Miller Park. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Miller Park, Milwaukee. The Brewers lead 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the fifth. And Prince Fielder leads off. He'll be followed by McGee, then Cameron against Elmer Descends, the former Brewer. A lot of base runners tonight for Milwaukee, but just the 3 runs.
Yeah, just hate to make outs on the bases to end an inning with Prince Fielder on deck.
The Mets have 3 double plays in this game. 2 ground ball double plays, and then the double play that ended the last inning on a fly ball out to right. Church throwing out Braden Looper trying to score on a sac fly. Fielder hammers one right at Tatis. Prince has squared up all 3 times at the plate and has just 1 hit to show for it.
Tonight's time of the game winner is Doolittle's Pub and Eatery in Cuba City. If they call the Brewers by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Brewers home game this year. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
One gone in the Brewer fifth for Casey McGee. Casey reached on a walk his last time up. Flew out to right his first time up. He's 0 for 1. McGee hit a game-tying home run here on Saturday night against the Giants. Has 4 home runs, 17 driven in.
You know where Cuba City is?
Southwest Wisconsin.
Boy, oh boy.
Surprised you with that one, huh? Tatis.
I had three of those in my ear when I asked that question.
You know, Rock, it's time now for the U.S. Cellular text a vote question. We will pose this question to you throughout the week and give you the final result on Sunday. So stay with us here. Should Manny Ramirez be allowed to play in minor league games during his 50-game suspension from the Dodgers? W for yes, X for no. Text your answer to W or X. Short code 234-234. That's going to be a week-long thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that, Bert Blyleven and I, on our Inside Corner. Do you remember that?
I don't, actually, so I thought we'd bring it up again. What side of the fence were you on that?
Well, we were, we both can't take the same side. I mean, I think
right.
I took the side where Manny Ramirez should be able to play in the minor league.
Okay.
To get ready for, being in the big leagues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his main responsibility after the 50-game suspension is to be ready to play for the fans in Los Angeles. And that's I would imagine, an unpopular, opinion. But that 50-game suspension thing, I mean, that's kind of a random number, right?
Right, just an arbitrary number. And they worked it out. You remember Mike Cameron served a 25-game suspension last year. He had 5 games to prepare.
But keep in mind, Manny Ramirez, even though he's down in the minor leagues playing, is not getting paid.
Nope.
50-game suspension is a non-paid suspension.
Might be getting a little AAA per diem. And his uniform wash.
Like he needs it, right?
Manny set to return on the 3rd of July. And he will be here in Milwaukee on the 10th. I'm okay with Manny playing. I didn't know that was an unpopular position with him playing 10 games.
Well, it was with Bert Blyleven. He was kind of upset about the whole thing.
I can understand that with Bert. As Cameron draws the walk.
Matter of fact, that wasn't even supposed to be one of the questions on our Inside Corner.
He was so set on it that he created the question.
He demanded it.
And you forced you into a position where maybe you're not so sold on either.
At the last minute. And we were in our ballpark. That wasn't fair.
Well,
prepared all day. They switched it up on me.
Did you win that night?
By 2.
Nice.
2 percentage points. It's not about wins and losses, though.
Way to hit the curveball, Rock.
First time.
So now that the table is clear, are you in favor or against Manny playing in 10 games to prepare for the season?
I think he should be ready to go at game number 51.
So there you go. Me too.
And certainly not hurting, the AAA, attendance down in the minor leagues with Manny Ramirez running around.
Not at all. Well, he's in A-ball now even.
It's not really hurting anybody.
He's in the California League this week.
Right. But we don't want to influence those that are texting in.
Just presenting all the facts. Catalanato has 2 hits tonight. Cameron's been doing a little running here lately. Might not be a bad time to send him. Catalanato, a good contact hitter. Swinging a hot bat.
Yeah, Schneider throws it pretty well behind home plate. Descends, gets rid of it quickly.
3-0 Crew.
So you got that slide step by Elmer Descends, making it tough for that combination of the throwing arm of Schneider and Descends with the slide step. Not sure there's enough time to steal the base. If they're going to run, it's going to be on this pitch.
Cameron stole 2 bases on opening day. Has just 2 cents. Big lead for Cameron. Stays put. Catalanato fouls it away.
Yeah, 2-1, the best pitch to run on, because pretty good chance you're going to get a strike. The pitcher doesn't want to go 3-1 on the hitter. If he runs and it's a strike, if he gets a gapper, he's going to score easily.
Catalanato had a hustle double his last time up and then scored the 3rd Brewers run. Cameron starts, then stops, and Catalanato is drilled on the elbow. So with 2 outs, the Brewers get a walk and a hit by pitch, and that one stings for Catalanato.
Yeah, right on the back of that funny bone. That's probably going to hurt a little bit. Kind of numb those fingers for a while. It's like having your hand fall asleep.
Well, it gives Kendall a chance. With 2 men aboard, Kendall has 2 hits tonight. Had an RBI on an infield hit in the 2nd inning. Beach ball. Beach balls have kind of run their course, haven't they?
Yeah.
Kendall drove in his 21st with an infield hit in the 2nd. Good speed at 2nd in Cameron. All of this started with 2 outs. Hitters count now. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, with Elmer Descends, that really doesn't mean a whole lot to you when you're up there at the plate, because he's one of those guys that's always been able to throw that slider for a strike. 2-0, 3-1. He's always had a lot of success against the Brewers.
Descends pitched in the final game at County Stadium.
Yes, he did for the Reds. Beat the Brewers.
In 2000.
Tried to spoil the party, but nothing doing. That was a great night.
On the corner, a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cameron. Kendall's hit leadoff a couple of times this year. For the first time since 07. He's back in the 8th spot in the order here tonight. 2 on, 2 out, and the 2-2 is lined and caught by Tatis. Off the end of the bat, Kendall lines out. Inning is over. The Brewers come up empty. Odds are you'll like them. By Airtran. Go. There's nothing stopping you. And by Aflac. We've got you under our wing. Well, it was a long night and a late night for the Mets, but an historic night for Mariano Rivera. His 500th career save last night as the Yankees swept the New York Mets. Congratulations to Rivera. Second only to Trevor Hoffman. Active players, Hoffman the all-time saves leader.
Rivera got in that bat last night, walked and drove in a run. Francisco Rodriguez walked in a run.
Rodriguez, I believe it was 39 pitches last night. Mets say he's available tonight in a save situation. The Brewers will just soon not find out as Wright rips one to right, but right at the right fielder, Frank Catalanato.
That's 4 rights. After most Sunday Brewer home games, kids 16 and under can run the bases at Miller Park. Compliments of great clips. For ticket information, call 414-902-4000 or go to brewers.com.
More booze this time around for Gary Sheffield. It's more fun in a group here at Miller Park. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, the boos have gone from about a 2 to a 5, now to about a 7 scale. Sheffield singled his last time up. He hit a rocket back up the middle. Sheffield has swung the bat well for the Mets. He's done a good job. I don't think Jerry Manuel expected Sheffield to have to play so much and be available to play so much. Got 9 homers already, 27 runs batted in.
Yeah, the Tigers flat out released him, so no thank you.
Sheffield not running well. Hardy with plenty of time, and 2 up and 2 down here in the 6th.
Yeah, Sheffield has a problem with his knee, a very similar situation to what Craig Counsell's experiencing right now. And limiting his ability to get down the line.
And a very similar injury to Jose Reyes. Behind the knee, the low hamstring behind the knee. 2 outs, and it's Ryan Church who has 2 hits against Looper. Has half of the Mets hits tonight. Church a single to left and a single to center, and goes to left this time, a base hit. 3 for 3, Ryan Church.
Man, talking to folks with this Mets ball club, they said that it was questionable whether Church was going to be able to play. He's been experiencing flu symptoms. I don't think he played in last night's ball game. Got the night off. Long night of travel, got in late, but he's in there tonight and making the most of it.
Beware of the weary, especially at the plate. You talk to guys around the league, guys will tell you that sometimes they have their best games offensively when they're not quite right. More so with hitters than pitchers. Pitchers, you're relying on stamina, and fatigue can be a factor, but as a hitter, you're up there and you're kind of the underdog already when you're not feeling well.
Maybe a little bit tired, late night. His team flies in very late, get to the hotel about 3:30. And to top it all off, you've got the flu. That can't help, but sometimes you go up there and you don't try and do too much. I mean, you hate to say stay within yourself, but you keep things simple. You don't overswing. You don't expect a whole lot, and sometimes that's when you have your best night. The ball just jumps off your bat,
and you're just kind of loose and free and easy up there. 2-out base runner. Martinez pops it up for the second consecutive at bat. McGee drops it. Casey McGee dropped the baseball. Oh, and somewhere Luis Castillo is saying, see, it's not just me. The normally sure-handed Brewer third baseman drops the baseball.
Boy, that'll be an E5. I had my head down and put a F5 in the books. Off the heel of the glove, it hit the webbing and bounced out. That's great camera work out there. Boy, oh boy, that's a big mistake. And very thankful that Martinez was not running. He's just jogging down the line. He ends up at first base. He's got to be at second base. So two mistakes by 2 players in that play.
It was a similar play that cost the Mets a win against the Yankees earlier this year, and Schneider drills one into deep right center field. And this ball is off the top of the wall. 2 runs are going to score as Schneider instantly makes it a ball game. Man, oh man.
Boy. It just can't happen. Boy. All the opportunities that the Brewers have had to score runs tonight, only 3 on the board. And a drop pop-up ends up costing Looper 2 runs. Fastball right down the middle. Schneider able to center on it. Nearly hit it out of here. Nearly tied it up. Maybe 18 inches higher, and that's out of here.
So the light-hitting Mets catcher delivers 2 runs with a double into right center. And here is Nick Evans, who will pinch hit in the pitcher spot. Boy, Looper has to bear down here. The Mets have made it a ball game. All the missed opportunities for the Brewers have come back to get them.
And nobody feels worse about it than Casey McGee, but well, you got to make those plays. That's an understatement.
Strike. 1-1 to Evans. Evans 4 for 10 at the plate in the big leagues this year. Has a home run and 4 RBIs. To Fielder, and the inning is over. Boy, an error leads to 2 runs, and the Mets are right back in it. RBI of the season. A drop pop-up leads to a 2 RBI double by Brian Schneider. And it's a 3-2 ball game. Just a 1-run game despite the Brewers pounding out 11 hits against Mets pitching through the first 5 innings. Brian Stokes will lead off. Brian Stokes on the mound. Looper will lead off. Stokes in relief of Elmer descends.
Yeah, Stokes throwing the baseball pretty well. 1-2 with a 3.07 ERA. You can see he doesn't strike out many, doesn't walk many. Pitches the contact. And all of a sudden the Mets find themselves right back in this baby, only down by a run. Man, what a stunner.
And on 2 different occasions the Brewers batting and looking like they're ready to deliver a knockout punch. But the Mets, the benefactors of 3 double plays in this game. Looper pops it up right up the pipe. Schneider gives it a look. And that is just on the other side of the net. Looper gets another hack at it. Looper now with 3 hits on the year. He's 3 for 24. And he's been able to produce some runs. Has 4 RBIs in his 3 hits this season. And his RBI back in the 4th inning is what still has him in the lead. That one in tight, almost hit him. Breaking ball that got away from Stokes.
Yeah, the old slider that he tried to throw a little bit too hard. Almost getting a piece of Looper.
Slaps one to second. Tatis makes a play for the out. And 1 going here in the Brewer 6th inning. The Milwaukee Brewers need your help. If every Brewers fan watching this game votes the maximum 25 times online, your favorite Brewers players will be voted into the 2009 All-Star Game. That's a fact. By voting, you'll also be eligible to win Ryan Braun's suite for a game at Miller Park, complete with a visit from Ryan. So vote Brewers now until July 2nd at Brewers.com. Top of the order, Craig Counsell with 1 away. Counsell is 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. Stokes with a great arm. He's got a little bit of a run going on the mound. He has not surrendered a run in his last 5 2/3 innings.
He's got a fastball that he can rush up there. Top out at about 93, 94. Pretty straight. Curveball and a changeup. Where's that changeup?
Well, he is a role player and part of that reconstructed Mets bullpen. The Mets acquired J.J. Putz in a trade with the Mariners. Putz is on the disabled list. Has an elbow issue. And he's going to be down for another month or so. Francisco Rodriguez still closing games. He has 20 saves this year, which is 2nd in the National League. Counsell into left field. That falls, a base hit. And Craig Counsell now with an 11-game hitting streak, the longest by a Brewer this season.
Yeah, Stokes left one out over the plate. They've been trying to pound Counsell inside. Left it out over the plate, and Craig with 2 strikes just pulls the hands in and serves it into left field. I mean, that's a classic Craig Counsell at bat right there. You can see he left it out over the plate, and Craig doesn't try and pull it, and drops it in front of Sheffield and left.
Counsell, the 16th base runner tonight. We play with 1 out in the 6th inning. You put 16 runners on base through the first 5+, you're expecting a lot of runs, but only 3 on the board for Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's a lot of runs through 9 innings, or a lot of runners anyway. But 3 of the Brewers' base hits where the man at second base did not play to run.
The Crew has had at least 2 men on base in every inning tonight. Hardy's having a good day. 3 hits with a home run. He is a triple away from the cycle. Doubled in the first, homered in the third, and he singled his last time up. Two balls and a strike. Take it back to the third. Rock, he got on top of this fastball from Nieve.
Yeah, he sees the ball pretty well against Nieve. His second career home run. And only 5 at bats.
Powerball home run number 8 for Hardy. Ryan Braun waits to hit next. Counsell at first. And Hardy rings one to center field. That is going to fall. And it gets away from Martinez. The race is on. Counsell towards third. He'll stop there. Hardy into second. J.J. Hardy, a 4-hit game.
Well, you know, Brad Fisher's got to be dying to wave somebody around at some point. He's been doing nothing but putting the stop sign up all night. You can't blame him, though, because if he sent Counsell there, he would have been an easy out. Remember, Counsell not running all that well with that hamstring issue. With J.J. Hardy just centering everything tonight. Not a good decision out there in center field. He got lucky that that ball didn't go all the way to the wall. And Brad Fisher, no choice with Ryan Braun coming up to hold him at third. J.J.'s first 4-hit game of the year.
You could almost see J.J.'s reaction when that ball left the bat. Here we go again. This guy's going to make a diving catch. But they're starting to fall.
That's right. And if Counsell wasn't in front of him running, I think J.J. gets to third base and he has his triple.
For the cycle. Counsell had to hold up, not knowing if that ball was going to be caught. Second and third as Hardy collects his 4th hit of the game, a career high. And now Braun is up there. Base open at first. Schneider and Stokes a quick visit. Well, the Brewers need to cash in here. The Mets feel like they're back into this game, and they are. They got 2 gift runs in the top of the 6th inning.
Boy, this is where it's nice to have Prince Fielder on deck. Ryan Braun up there with 1 out. First base open. No way they're going to pitch around Brawny here.
Starts him with a breaking ball. Braun takes it. This is when it gets real tough on a pitcher to command. He wants to throw a strike, but you can't miss in the zone either or you're going to get killed. Braun's been good about taking pitches.
And it's one of those. It's one of those when a manager comes out in a situation like this, tells the pitcher and catcher, don't walk him, but don't give him anything to hit.
Takes away some of your options.
Yeah, well, what do you want us to do?
And oh, by the way, he's about as good of a 2-strike hitter as there is in baseball. So good luck.
Good luck to you.
Braun has a hit tonight. He's 1 for 3. 2 on, 1 out. And Ryan gets jammed. And an easy out for Murphy.
Now they can walk Prince. No way, no how Prince Fielder is going to get in that bat here. This is a no-brainer.
Gary Manuel raises the fingers. 4 fingers indicating a walk. Fielder will be placed at first base. And don't you know, Casey McGee is itching to get in the box right now. One thing about baseball, it gives you a chance of redemption. And McGee's going to get it right away.
Hey, Stokes having a tough time throwing the ball to Schneider on this intentional walk. That's exactly what Snyder's going out to tell him. Hey, don't be afraid to throw it. I'll catch it. Trying to lob it, nearly throwing it over his head.
Somebody get Dave LaRoche on the phone. That one had a little more purpose. How about Snyder with a little pump of the fist there on ball 3?
That's throw it.
All right, so Fielder has walked. That's the 8th intentional walk this year for Prince Fielder. And here comes Casey McGee with the bases loaded. McGee in the top of the inning dropped a pop-up that would have ended the frame. That would have ended the inning 1-2-3, but then I checked it on the 4th batter, but then Brian Schneider doubled in 2 runs the very next hitter. And the Mets right back in it with 1 swing of the bat. Now McGee with a chance to get him back. Counsell at 3rd. Hardy at 2nd, both with hits. And Fielder was intentionally walked. He's at 1st. McGee is 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. Slider from Stokes. Ball and a strike.
And Stokes having a tough time throwing that curveball for strikes. That's a lonely feeling out there in these situations. And if you're Casey McGee, you know it.
Big cut. Big fastball from Stokes, and it's 1-2.
That pitch out of the zone, almost in the dirt.
Plenty of want to with Casey McGee, but that doesn't always mean results. Not in this game. 1-2 with 2 outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good eye.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, you shorten up a little bit. Same pitch there that he threw for the swing and miss.
7 for 12 this year with runners in scoring position. Chase one, but fouled it away, and it's 2-2.
Hey, Stokes getting it up there in the mid-90s. 95, 96. That's pretty good velocity.
Good battle going on right here. McGee has shown he'll go out of the strike zone and chase a pitch, but Stokes certainly doesn't want to go full 3-2. That would give the runners a head start. What does he have in mind at 2-2? A fastball. McGee launches one. This is way back there. And it's gone! A grand slam for McGee! Sweet redemption for Casey at the bat. What a shot. They want him to come out. Tip your hat, Casey.
Mike Cameron staying out of the box until he does. He's still upset about the pop-up. He is. That is some kind of competitor, Casey McGee. Gotta love it. He's not thinking about that grand slam. He's thinking about that pop-up.
Cameron high in the air, center field. He's got good wood on that one. Back is Martinez. He's got it at the wall. And the inning is over. But Casey raises the roof here at Miller Park. A grand slam home run.
A 6-pitch at bat for Casey McGee ends up a grand slam, and the Brewers with a 7-2 lead.
His first career grand slam, his first career curtain call. And what a moment here for Casey McGee. You talk about a goosebump type moment for a guy that this crowd has rallied behind this year. And you could still see it in his face after the grand slam even. There was no smile from McGee. He was still bothered by the error that set up the 2 runs for the Mets in the 6th inning.
Well, you saw him when he went into the dugout. He had his helmet over his face and he shouted something. I don't know what it was, but I would imagine it would not be airworthy.
Some kind of emotional roller coaster in this game of baseball. But they walked fielder and you could sense it. Setting up the opportunity with McGee. Got down 2 strikes and delivers one of the biggest home runs of his career.
Now, you said it about a couple of days ago when describing Casey McGee. He's just flat a baseball player. He's a ball player. That's what he is.
That's a drive into right center. That's going to get down and go to the wall. Actually, Cameron has it go off his glove. So Tatis into third base. That'll be a leadoff triple for the Mets. Let's take it back to the grand slam from McGee in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, a lot of fastballs by Stokes. He really didn't have the ability to throw his curveball over for a strike. He threw one, but it was outside. It wasn't a strike. Then it was 4 consecutive fastballs. Able to lay off that one. Fouled that one off. Here's this salami right here. Up and in. Able to pull the hands in. And Stokes' inability to throw the curveball for a strike in that situation allowed Casey McGee to sit on that fastball and get a good swing.
Did not want to run the risk of getting into a 3-2 count for obvious reasons with the bases loaded. There's nowhere to put McGee, and it gives the base runners a head start, and McGee centered up a 96-mile-an-hour fastball for his first career grand slam. There's a line shot caught by Casey McGee. This one stays in the glove. Out of way, Casey.
And a little bit of white showing as that ball got into the glove, though. Check it out. Line drive right at him. Oh, there it is. A little bit of a snow cone, but he hauls it in. He two-handed that one.
And for the record, I know a lot of Brewers fans haven't seen a lot of McGee at third base, but he is an exceptional defender. He is a plus defender at third base. The error withstanding, Casey as his natural position at third base is most comfortable over there. He's adapted well to second base, but we saw a lot of him at third base this spring, and he made a lot of what would be highlight reel plays. If for nothing else, at least on the webcast.
Yeah,
they were highlight reel webcast.
At least we made him into highlight reel plays. You could do that if you want. But he's a ball player, as we talked about. He's just a guy that'll do just about anything to beat you in a ball game. He'll get dirty. And he'll give you that tough at bat. He won't give in. He just knows how to handle himself out there on the field.
Todd Coffey getting loose. Looper trying to get the Brewers through this 7th inning. Leadoff triple by Tatis. But a 5-run lead now to work with as Looper, after McGee's grand slam, a 7-2 score. Changes the entire complexion of the game, that home run. If it's a 3-2 game, a little different story with Tatis and a leadoff triple. I would imagine Looper would have been taken out of this game at that point.
Yeah, Ken Mock would love to see at least 7 innings out of Braden Looper. A short start on Saturday night, 4 innings out of McClung, 5 2/3 yesterday out of Supon. You'd like to see him go 7, and Ken Mock is going to give him every opportunity. Pitch count in pretty good shape. 98 pitches so far.
Daniel Murphy is 0 for 3 against Looper tonight. 2 pop-ups and a ground out for Murphy. Starting at first base in this game. And he walks. So Looper has runners at the corners now with 1 out.
Sunday, July 26th, it's the first annual Brewers Alumni Charity Dinner at the Capitol Grill in downtown Milwaukee. Join host Davey Nelson along with Brewers legends and current coaching staff for a special evening including a 4-course meal and more. Visit brewers.com/community for tickets.
So Ken Maka makes a call to the bullpen. Looper is out after 6 1/3. Stay with us. Our Miller Lite What's on Tap.
Well, 36th appearance for Todd Coffey. He pitched a scoreless inning on Saturday night here in Milwaukee against the Giants. A couple of saves on his ledger this year, one coming against the Mets in New York.
Only win the Brewers had in that series against the Mets on the final day of that series. So Coffey facing the league's leading hitter, David Wright, with runners at the corners. Braden Looper goes 6 1/3 tonight. 2 runs allowed, both unearned runs. And still 2 runners that are his responsibility on the bases. It's a leadoff triple and then a 1-out walk.
Coffey got a 2 2/3 inning save against the Mets back in New York. As Braden Looper's line, not too bad. 2 runs, no earned runs.
Now Coffey falling behind Wright. 3 balls, no strikes. Gary Sheffield would be next for the Mets. 7-2 Brewers. Casey McGee with a 2-out, 2-strike grand slam home run to give the Brewers a little cushion. Coffey trying to keep it intact. There's strike 1. Wright came in batting .342. And Coffey able to come back. Fills the count. Would imagine Murphy would be taking off with the pitch. Now Wright strikes out a lot. So if Murphy takes off, possibility of a strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Yeah, 3-1 pitch was a sinker. Looked like it might have been out of the zone. Let's see if Coffey decides to go with the slider. That is definitely a strike him out, throw him out pitch on 3-2. That slider, if he's able to throw it for a strike.
Full count, 1 out. Murphy stays put. Wright strikes out.
Fastball. Boy, got behind the league's leading hitter. 3-0. Came back to get him. David Wright, I think, swung at ball 4 on a 3-1 pitch, but this one right on the corner. A dandy by Coffey.
Sheffield with 2 outs. Mets had a leadoff triple from Tatis as Sheffield takes a ball. Tatis shot the gap at right center. Strike. 1-1.
That's good location against Sheffield. I mean, pound that sinker in on his hands. That not nearly as quick as it used to be.
9 home runs this year for Sheffield. He's driven in 27. And he takes one just off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Sheffield playing pretty much every day when he can. A cortisone shot to the back of the knee that allowed him back on the field. Started in right field last night with Church's illness, and starting in left field tonight. A shot foul down the line. I mean, he's lost a little quickness with his bat, but from when you consider where he came from.
Right. I mean, one of the quickest bats in baseball. But you could be a lot quicker on a fastball when it's down. I mean, we're talking up and in. That's where you lose your quickness. You get a little bit older, not able to get to that pitch very well. Even the young guys have a tough time with that.
Brewers have a chance to get through this inning without giving up a run, despite a leadoff triple. Sheffield rolls one to McGee. He's got a long throw and a strong throw, and it's not in time. Sheffield beat it.
Wow.
An infield hit.
Yeah, a routine ground ball to third base, and Sheffield able to get down the line and get the RBI. Goodness. Well, maybe Sheffield's running a lot better than we had given him credit for. Pretty close at first base. No argument at first. Sheffield with the RBI. Boy, doesn't get much more routine than that.
Now Ken Maka heads to Gary Cederstrom, the home plate umpire, and he will make a double switch. And the man who hit the grand slam is coming out. McGee exits. Bill Hall comes in. And another pitching change from Maka.
One get one ticket offer on Terrace reserve seats for select games. Call 414-902-4000 for information.
Mitch Stetter on the pitch for the Brewers. Ryan Church, who has 3 hits in this game, is the scheduled hitter, a left-handed batter, and Stetter trying to get the final out. The Mets scoring a run on an infield hit and an RBI by Gary Sheffield, legging one down the line with McGee deep at third base.
Yeah, 3 consecutive lefties coming up for the Mets. The only right-handed bat on the bench remaining, backup catcher, or the other catcher, I should say.
Ryan Church has 3 singles in this game. Twice he's gone to the opposite field and had a base hit to center field as well. 2 on for the Mets. The Brewers lead by 4. Big swing and a miss.
Now that slider has been nasty. It's been amazing how well he's been able to locate that pitch.
Ball and 2 strikes. Now Ryan Church came in batting .267. Hasn't produced like the Mets thought he would when they picked him up from the Nationals, but 3 hits in this game and all good at bats. And battling an illness. Lays off a touch. That's a pitch that Stetter normally gets a strikeout on.
That's a tremendous statistic right there. 28 of 34 inherited runners have been stranded by Stetter.
Fills the count, 3-2. Murphy at second, Sheffield at first. And they will take off with a pitch. Swing and a miss. Add 2 more runners to that graphic. Mitch Stetter does it again. Strikes out Church. The inning is over. The Mets get a run, but they strand 2. 7-3 Brewers. We head to the home.
Three Brewers as we go to the bottom of the 7th, but the 6th inning, oh so sweet for the rookie Casey McGee. He'll commit an error with 2 outs that allows the Mets to get within 3-2 as it all turns out, Davey, but then he hits the big grand slam.
Well, that's right. And right here, it's an easy pop-up, tries to one-handed, drops it really kind of lazy on it. But boy, you come back and you battle at the plate, got a good, fouled off some good pitches and came right back with a fastball in that he just crushed. And that's a redeemer.
So Casey McGee out of the game now on the double switch, but we'll be hoping to talk with him after the ballgame. Full post-game coverage on the way, including our instructional avoiding the injury, turning the double play over at second base. Should be a special one. We'll catch up with Bill and Davey for our instructional on Brewers Live post-game presented by Lincoln Mercury.
All right, Craig, Davey, thanks a lot. And if the Brewers should win this game, I'd be very interested to hear what Casey McGee has to say during Brewers Live postgame. Pat Mish is on to pitch. Catalanato is the scheduled hitter, so Mish, the lefty, comes in. And Maka counters with Corey Hart. So Hart coming off the bench. He'll stay in the game to play right field. In the air to right. Playable for Church. And a one away here in the 7th inning.
They had 2 left-handers out there for the Mets. Mish, one of them. Pedro Feliciano, the other. Seven relievers in the bullpen for the Mets.
Now the Brew Crew leading 7-3 over the Mets here in the home 7th. The Giants lead the Cardinals in St. Louis. Tim Lincecum has a 1-hitter through 6 innings. Rick Ankiel has the only hit. And it's a 4-0 Giants lead at Busch. Giants winning here yesterday, the final game of the series. Ryan Sadowski in his major league debut went 6 shutout. Lincecum-like. Bruce Bochy wanting to save Lincecum, not just for the Cardinals, but to buy him an extra day. And the Brewers were just fine with that.
And Bruce Bochy got a nice surprise when Sadowski was able to go out and do what he did. He was tremendous yesterday. But today's a new day. The Brewers have pounded out 14 base hits after getting only 4 all day yesterday.
Brewers shut out for only the 2nd time all year yesterday afternoon. That's one thing Fielder does right there. That's a good shot. As Kendall with a base hit. That's a 3-hit game for Jason Kendall. Well, be sure to join us for Brewers baseball tomorrow night as one of the game's best takes the hill. Johan Santana will face Mike Burns in a 2nd career start in the major leagues. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Brewers Live right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Game 2 tomorrow. Santana and Burns. Santana beat the Brewers in mid-April. Beat them 1-0, as a matter of fact. Coming off a win against Chris Carpenter and the Cardinals his last time out. Billy Hall down the line, base hit. Sheffield gives a chase. Here comes Kendall at third, and he's going to try to score. The throw is cut off. Kendall scores from first. Billy Hall with a base hit and an RBI. 8-3 Milwaukee.
I was watching Billy Hall in batting practice today, and everything was to the right field side of second base. Every pitch, everything that he was swinging at, trying to drive to the opposite field in an attempt to wake back a little bit. And Miss gave him a pitch in on him. Able to stay back long enough and tuck it inside that third baseline. Boy, that's got to feel good for Billy. And finally, Brad Fisher is able to wave somebody home. Right, nothing but stop signs all night.
So Hall has hits in his last 2 at-bats. And in his first at-bat tonight, he doubles in a run. The Brewers get their run right back. 8-3 Milwaukee. Top of the order, Craig Counsell. Eight runs on 16 Brewer hits. Counsell extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the 6th. You just never know one day to the next in this game. There's no such thing as momentum.
No.
It all has to do with who's pitching.
Starting pitching establishes momentum for one side or the other. Looper came out bottom of the 1st, or I should say top of the 1st, 3 up, 3 down, and the Brewers have been pounding away at the Mets pitching all night.
Good play by Mish, and Counsell is retired. So 2 outs, and here comes J.J. Hardy. Hardy, a big night tonight. 4 hits. He doubled in his first at-bat. And then homered his next time up. His 8th home run of the year. Hardy has added a couple of hits since. At the plate, presented by Wendy's. A triple away from the cycle. Might have had the cycle if Counsell was not the lead runner in that situation. Counsell had to freeze for a minute, not knowing if that ball was going to be caught during Hardy's last at bat, and that prevented him from the triple. Still got a chance at a cycle. Where are J.J. Hardy's cycle spots in this current outfield alignment, Rod?
Got to hit one into right center or left center and have it hit that angle in center field and let it roll around for a little while.
All right.
You agree?
I would agree with that.
Maybe down the right field line. Not a bad triples ballpark. That's what Robin Yount was thinking when this ballpark was designed. One of the guys that had something to say about the dimensions here at Miller Park.
Good night for Hardy. He's probably feeling free again after a 4-hit game, ties a career high. He's raised his batting average 12 points in one game. And he draws a walk. Perfect night continues for JJ. On base 5 times tonight.
Then you start getting hits. You start being a little bit more patient. You don't swing at pitches out of the zone, and it all feeds off of the other. I mean, what comes first? Do you see the ball? Are you patient and then you get hits, or do you get hits and then relax and then start being patient? It's kind of the age-ending question.
Hardy's walk gives Braun an at-bat here in this 7th inning. A run is in for Milwaukee. Bill Hall in his first at-bat of the game doubled home Kendall, who had a 1-out single. Kendall able to score from first base. Braun against left-handed pitching this year is a .418 hitter. 4 homers, 13 RBIs. And about a third of the at-bats compared to right-handers. He's always hit lefties well.
Well, most left-handers just going to try and sink the ball off the outside corner. Not too many challenge you inside. That's why Ryan's had so much success against left-handers. He likes the ball out away from him.
Braun had a single in the first inning. 1 for 4 tonight. And he chased one out of the strike zone. The inning is over. The Brewers get a run, however. And it's 8-3 Crew. all depends on the heat in the ballpark. Ball can travel. Prince Fielder has always said that he feels the ball travels best when the roof is closed and the panels are open. So Mike Vasallo keeps all the stats. Roof closed, roof open, the combination of roof and panels closed, panels open, roof open.
Well, it depends on who you ask. Whether the ball travels better or not. In my opinion, I think that the ball travels best when everything is open. Of course, I've never hit any baseball that might have been knocked down by the wind with the roof open.
But who knows better than you, Rock? J.J. Hardy going a long way to make that play.
Yeah, I've seen an awful lot of ball games here at Miller Park, but I got to believe that I would go with Prince.
I think it's safe to say you have seen more games at Miller Park than any human being.
Except for Bob Uecker.
Nice play by Hardy. I thought Uecker missed a few games a few years back when he had his.
We haven't done all the games. We haven't done all the games.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he does 162 a year.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
When the Brewers weren't doing most of the games here. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Well, we should go ask you. Why don't you run over there and ask him?
With the roof open and the panels closed, the Brewers are 3-0.
So Vasallo only keeps the record, not necessarily the offensive statistics.
Right.
Well, that kind of kills that theory.
Yeah, roof closed, panels closed, 9-11. So I continue. There's a lot of combinations.
Bob Uecker. Prince has been looking for some sunglasses to use. He might have found some there. Those are nice. Prince kind of looks like Loyal Maynard right there with those sunglasses on. Who's Loyal Maynard, everybody asked.
I bet that's the first time that's ever been said. Might have been the other way around a lot.
Prince a lot younger than Loyal, who will represent the Brewers at the All-Star game as our people's All-Star among us. Maynard with the Habitat for Humanity. A possible split screen coming up, perhaps.
That would be a good one. Of all the lookalikes that you try and throw out there, I'm with you on that one.
Schneider hit by a pitch. So Stetter puts a man on with one out.
And they got him on the back arm.
And here comes Bill Castro. This ball game turned on a dime. It still could turn, but that sixth inning about as dramatic as you could have. McGee dropping a pop-up that led to a two-run double by Schneider. Instantly the Mets within a run, and then McGee gets a chance at redemption in the bottom of the frame. They walked Fielder, and Casey belted a grand slam home run with 2 strikes and 2 outs.
Yeah, talking about outhouse to penthouse all in one inning.
That gave the Brewers some cushion here. The Mets got a run in the top of the 7th, but the Brewers answered it in the home 7th. So it's 8-3 Milwaukee. 16 hits for the Brewers tonight. And now Omir Santos, the other Mets catcher, pinch hitting. Loyal Maynard and Prince Fielder. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The same guy.
They are. They've never been seen together.
That's beautiful.
That is a good one.
And the Uecker sunglasses really bring it all together. And, hey, and they both might be at the All-Star game. You know Loyal's going.
Yeah.
Fielder should be there.
Prince is going. Got to keep stuffing the ballot boxes, though.
Pop up in the right, and Hart has it. He's got an out at second if he makes a good throw. And it's dug out of there by Hardy. What a play by J.J. Hardy. That was a tough hop. And the Brewers fortunate to get a force out at second.
Yeah, not much that Schneider could do about that. I mean, if he gets off too far and the ball's caught, it's a double play. And I think that Corey Hart realized he wasn't going to be able to get there. He made it look good and knew the whole time that he was going to have a play at second base. No man's land for the runner at first on this play. You're not sure if he's going to get there. One hop, he played it perfectly, and a tremendous pick by J.J.
How good are his hands? Not an easy hop to handle. Hardy scoops it.
In between hops are the toughest.
So 2 outs. And Stetter even in the count to Tatis. Tatis tripled and scored in the 7th inning. He's another guy that's been pressed into duty a great deal, both in the infield and the outfield for the Mets, with all of their injuries. Sweeping breaking ball. 2-2 the count to Tatis. Tatis pops it up. Mike Cameron settles under it, and that is the inning. Stetter strands a base runner. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Loyal leads off. Tonight, 6 1/3, gives up 3 runs, just 1 earned. 7 hits, he walked 2, struck out 2. J.J. Hardy's had a great night at the plate. He's been on base all 5 times. 4 for 4 at the plate with a home run and 2 doubles. And nearly 40,000 here at Miller Park have enjoyed this one tonight. 8-3, the Brewers lead it. A lot of offense in this game. Milwaukee with 16 hits through the first 7 innings. As Prince Fielder leads off. Pitcher spot due up next. Looks like Gamble's going to get a chance to swing a bat. Fielder down the left field line. Sheffield giving chase. Can't get it. To the wall. Fielder rolls into second with a double. And another 2-hit game for Prince Fielder.
It keeps that batting average over 300. Well, a nice approach. Not trying to pull it. Well, it doesn't matter what the score or the situation. Prince has that same approach at the plate. Fastball away, 4-seamer. Nice easy swing. Not trying to overswing, and shoots it down the left field line. That's pretty. That's how you hit 300.
Prince 2 for 4 tonight. So with a pitcher spot coming up, Gamble will pinch hit for Ken Maka. Bobby Parnell, the new Mets pitcher. Plenty of velocity with Parnell. He's been setting up Francisco Rodriguez on occasion. That's getting swept by the New York Yankees in their home ballpark, and they played late into the night last night. Did not arrive to Milwaukee until 2:30 in the morning. Gamble batting .239. He's talking to Matt about his day yesterday as a leadoff hitter. Said he's still shocked by that, but loved the playing time. He did walk twice.
0-for-2 and a couple of walks.
They basically told Gamble, you're in the leadoff spot in the order, but don't go up there and get out of what you do best. You just play your game.
You can't try to adapt your game to the spot you're in the order. It goes the other way around. I mean, the spot in the order, isn't going to change. I mean, it's up to the manager to place a particular hitter who has a particular style in a spot in the batting order. Just because you're a leadoff hitter doesn't mean you have to change anything.
And Gamble strikes out. First out of the inning. Well, fans can still take advantage of one of the best deals of the season for great savings on tickets through the Dollars for Dingers offer. During the 9-game stretch that ended on June 25th, the Brewers hit 12 homers. And with $1 off each home run, the price of a Lowe's outfield ticket is only $16 for the games on July 7th and 8th versus St. Louis right here at Miller Park. A $12 savings from the $28 ticket. Tickets on sale at the Brewers box office. Go to brewers.com/dingers for more information. Or you can call the Brewers office. Mike Cameron with Fielder at second base. One out in the bottom of the 8th. The Mets will have the top of their order in the 9th inning. Cameron into right. Church drifts over. Fielder's going to tag, and he'll stop. Church fires a strike in there. So 2 outs.
Yeah, he's got a good arm out there on the right. We saw that early in the game. He threw out Looper on a fly ball.
Looks like Villanueva for the 9th. 5-run lead for the Brewers. Meanwhile, in St. Louis, the Giants have scored 5 runs in the 7th inning. And they lead the Cardinals 9-0. Lincecum still on the mound. He's only given up 2 hits in 6 1/3 and has 6 strikeouts. I would imagine if Bruce Bochy is looking to protect innings for Lincecum, you get him through the 7th in a 9-0 game and turn it over to your bullpen at that point.
And they've had a good bullpen, so there's really no worry about, or at least on a normal situation, worrying about losing a big lead.
Corey Hart wraps one to center field. That is over the head of Martinez. Fielder scores easily as Corey Hart delivers an RBI double. In his second at-bat of the game, Hart makes it a 9-3 Brewers lead here in the 8th.
Well, when Corey thinks up the middle into the opposite field, like most hitters, you're going to find a lot of success. There are times when Corey gets a little bit pull conscious, particularly with the breaking ball. Parnell gives him a fastball middle in, pulls the hands in, and able to shoot it over the head of Martinez in center. A nice stroke.
Double and an RBI for Hart. And a 6-run Milwaukee lead with Jason Kendall up there. A 3-hit game for Kendall tonight. 3 for 4 at the plate with an RBI and a run scored. Kendall must have thought tonight was Jason Kendall bobblehead night. We won't tell him any different. It was yesterday, of course. Jason's bobblehead had a rough go, part of some of the flood damage. They lost about 4,000 or 5,000 Jason Kendall bobbleheads.
Yeah.
Washed away. Walked him on 4 straight. The inning continues against Bobby Parnell.
It's been a good night for the bottom 3 in the Brewer batting order. Been on base 10 times. That's what you call production from the bottom of the order, including Braden Looper.
Yeah, Looper had a hit and an RBI. Catalanato 2 hits. Corey Hart took over for Catalanato. He delivered with an RBI double. Bill Hall doubled in a run in his first at bat. Came in on the double switch. 18 hits for the Brewers. Base runners everywhere. Believe it or not, this was a 3-2 game until McGee's grand slam in the 6th. It was a tight one. And it felt like a game the Brewers were letting slip away a little bit, honestly. Brewers had a lot of base runners in the first 5 innings and just unable to cash in. Hall with another base hit. And here comes Corey Hart. He's going to try to score. The throw to the plate is late. Hall has 2 hits and 2 RBIs.
Well, I'd love to see that guy get hot. Boy, oh boy. Well, when it rains, it pours. 19 hits, 10 runs for the Brew Crew. No runs on 4 hits yesterday. What happened? What happened in the last 24 hours? Fastball middle in. Billy didn't try and pull it. Pulls the hands in and shoots it right back through the middle. Nice at bat, good approach, and good results.
So Hall with 2 hits, 2 RBIs. And to the top of the order, Counsell. Little pop up over to third. Wright has it for the out. Last call for the Mets. 10-3 Milwaukee. Here comes Villanueva. Cellular text to vote question is doing tonight. Should Manny be playing in the minors? 17% yes, 83% no at this point. We'll keep this question going on throughout the week, and come Sunday we'll see what the final results will be. Carlos Villanueva on the pitch. Top of the order for the Mets. Argenis Reyes leading off, and Villanueva pours a strike in there. Well, Hoffman will get another night off. As far as Ken Maka is concerned, he hopes it's that way anyway. A little pop up. Hardy on the run again. He's calling and catching for out number 1.
They just rather see Trevor Hoffman sit this one out. I think that would be the best scenario for everybody here. 34th appearance for Villanueva, 4.37 ERA. Went through a rough stretch about a week ago, but seems to be ironing things out. 35 strikeouts and 35 innings of work.
Well, not that it would come up in tonight's game anyway, but as far as Trevor Hoffman is concerned, you're not really concerned about him getting work. I mean, he's done it for so long and has such a disciplined workout system. He'll even throw a bullpen after a game if he doesn't feel like he's getting enough throwing in. But that's one of the benefits of having a veteran closer like Trevor Hoffman. So if you can win games and not use Hoffman, you're actually doing yourself a favor, especially as you get on through the summer months and into a pennant race toward the end of the year. You're much more likely to have a fresh closer at 41 years of age if you don't have to use him.
And he's gone through stretches in his career with the San Diego Padres where it's been a long time between save opportunities. So yeah, he's familiar with situations where he's not being needed.
Ken Maka was saying the other day that he is going to have to reevaluate whether he uses Hoffman in a non-save situation like he did the other night when he brought him in a tie ball game. That was an interesting conversation we had with Maka. But, he wants to talk to Trevor about it and see how he feels. Murphy hits that one hard into left center, and that one's going to go off the wall. Cameron will play it back to the infield after a double from Murphy.
Well, you like that kid's swing. I mean, first base hit, but when we saw him in New York in April, he had a nice swing. Good opposite field approach. Nice and quiet in the upper half, and just drops the head on it and takes it deep into left center. That was a breaking ball, supplying all the power on that double.
Here's David Wright. The Brewers have held Wright hitless tonight. With a ton of offense for everybody else. 19 hits for the Brewers. That is just one shy of a season high. Brewers had 20 hits in Cincinnati against the Reds, but that game offered them a 9th inning to bat in. If they hang on here and win it in the ninth, they won't have a bottom of the ninth to hit. So 3 fewer outs. Good breaking ball from Villanueva. Strike 2 on Wright. How's your instructional looking tonight, Rock?
We're going to talk about a pivot at second base, and if we're lucky, we're going to have Dale Swaim's son Rustin out there with us.
Nice. Good ball player.
We're going to try and transform these instructionals from time to time into maybe a mini clinic.
I like that.
For the kids. Get them into it.
And you have the kids do all the dirty work.
Yeah.
I see where you're going. You and Davey are savvy veterans.
No jumping, no running.
Just pointing. And supervising.
I was leaping up against that wall after yesterday's game. I got to tell you, I'm a little bit sore. And I get off the ground maybe, what, 2 inches? 1. Here's a Counsell play that we're going to talk about. You see the way his left leg is pinned up against the bag and really nowhere to go. And that's why he wasn't able to get out of the way. And he's got that slight knee problem right now.
Wright pulls one. Fair ball. That is going to plate a run here. As David Wright comes up with his first hit, an RBI. The Mets put a run on the board on their 10th hit. Mets have had a lot of opportunities in this game. So Wright's first hit, he drives in his 40th RBI.
Yeah, the Mets have had 11 at-bats with men in scoring position tonight. At least one in every inning, except for the first, the third, and the fifth. And Wright got a pitch up in the zone, a breaking pitch upstairs, and able to bang it down the left field line.
Sheffield has 2 hits tonight, 2 for 4. Infield hit and an RBI in the 7th inning. And he hammers that one. Wow, that one is going to fly way back. 2-run home run for Sheffield.
Yeah, those are the fastballs right there that you have to be careful with Sheffield. That 88 to 90 range out over the plate, he can still get to him. His third base hit. And 3 RBIs for Sheffield. There it is. That's the pitch that he can still turn on. The average fastball out away from him.
No doubt about that one. Sheffield's 10th homer. And now 30 runs batted in for the year. Mets are getting a lot of production out of Sheffield.
Yes, they are. And they need it.
A roster that has been decimated by injuries. Losing their leadoff hitter, their 3 and 4 hitters to injuries.
Well, it's a good thing the Brewers were able to peck away and add some runs in the 7th and the 8th. This will be a nail biter right now.
10-6. Villanueva will start all over again. Ryan Church with 1 out. Church has 3 hits tonight, but was up at the plate in a key spot in the 7th inning. Mitch Stetter struck him out with 2 on to end the inning. Changeup from Villanueva, 1-2. Two outs away from a win. The Brewers try to get back to 6 games over 500 and back in first place by themselves. Giants are roughing up the Cardinals 10-0 in the 8th inning. There are no easy wins for Ken Maka. Nothing is safe until you get to the finish line, and it is extended here. Church singles. That is the 4th consecutive hit against Villanueva.
And start a little bit nervous now. Now you got the tying run in the hold. And Trevor Hoffman is going to be forced to at least start to get loose here. Boy, that's the last thing you wanted to see. Brewers started this inning with a 7-run lead and are forced to get their closer active out there in the bullpen.
So Ryan Church with 4 hits tonight, first time this season, ties a career high. And it's Martinez, and he lines one off the glove of Counsell. 2 on with 1 out.
What's going on here?
The 5th consecutive hit by the Mets.
And every one of them hit very hard. Well, now you got the tying run on deck. And the Brewers are going to take some time to allow Trevor Hoffman to get loose. Boy, Carlos Villanueva getting hit awfully hard in this inning. Boy, Martinez got a pitch out away from him. Off the glove of Counsell. And the Brewers all of a sudden in bad shape.
Hoffman doesn't need much to loosen up. About 8 to 10 pitches, but he's only about 4 or 5 into that right now. They're trying to get him into the game here. It is a save situation right now with the tying run in the on-deck circle.
I think that's going to be it. He's got the pitches that he can use when he comes in. And that's going to be it. Here comes Ken Maka. He's seen enough.
So Maka putting the big league stall on. And in fact, we are going to see Trevor Hoffman tonight. Villanueva giving up 5 consecutive hits. 3 runs are in. It's a 4-run lead, but a save situation with the tying run in the on-deck circle. Hell's Bells coming up after the break. Trevor time in Milwaukee. Hoffman on for his 18th save of the year. 10-6 is the score. The Mets have the tying run of the on-deck circle. Trevor needing 2 outs to bring this one home. 2 on, 1 away for Snyder, who swings and bounces one to short. Hardy steps on the bag. 2 first. 1 pitch and a save for Trevor Hoffman. A 6-3 double play, and it's over just like that. That's the easiest save Hoffman will ever have. The Brewers win it 10-6, the final score. They win the opener tonight. To 41-35 they go. And if the Giants